Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builder Supply. This video is to bring you a closer look at the GRI. This is their part number 4532C. This is a overhead door contact. This is the type of contact that you're literally going to see on an overhead door, a roll-up door, a sectional door, industrial application. It really is where you're going to see it. The item, I have one removed from the packaging, so we can take a closer look at it. This is obviously going to have your floor mechanism, aluminum material, a 2-foot lead on the, what I would imagine to be 1/4-inch stainless flexible cable. We got it at 2 foot. Yeah, I'd say that we're at basically 2 feet long, basically. Then you're going to have the door portion. Here it is. Large and heavy item. Weighs about 0.6 pound. And obviously what's really meant to happen here is this is going to get attached to your door. Okay, and this is going to go on the floor near the jamb. You know, your door is going to open, your door is going to close, things of that nature. That's all there is to this. Very simple and straightforward. Where you would use this, a commercial application where you have an alarm and you have an overhead door. Okay, so it's a switch to be able to tell the alarm panel what's happening on the door. And that's where you would use this. You'll see them all the time. Some basic dimensional properties. The door portion. Oh, there's a, yeah, of course. Forgive me, there's a magnet in there. About 3 1/8 or so, 3 1/16. Overall height of the unit when it's installed, about 2 inch. Overall projection, looks like it's about 1 1/16 or so. The floor portion, overall length, about 3 7/16. Overall depth, about 1.5 inches. The thickness of the item is about 3/8 of an inch. Now, there will be 3 wires here because this is a Form C contact, not to get stuck in the weeds on what Form C means. It's a single pole double throw. Not to get stuck on what that means is, but you have a common, then you have a wire here and a wire here. The common's a wire. You have a wire here and a wire here. Think of it that way. Well, you know, let's back up. Don't think of it that way. You've got 3 wires. You've got a common wire, and you're always going to use the common wire. You've got your pole. You can have your throw here, which will be normally open, or another throw down here, which is normally closed. So when you take the item out of the packaging, or when it's, let's say, either brought together or separated, when it's brought together, it will have either a standard characteristic. So do you want the circuit to be, I forget if I said this was normally open and this is normally closed. Do you want it to be normally open? So there is no continuity through the circuit, so that when the opposite condition occurs, it goes to the other throw, normally closed. Okay, so if you want the, if you want the continuity to exist when the door is closed, you'd have a normally open scenario, meaning that when the 2 pieces were separated or the door was opened, that circuit would then fail open. It would not fail open, it would be open. There would be no continuity through the circuit. So you have to decide what your standard operation is going to be, meaning what your circuit requires. And according to the manufacturer's instructions, that's with the unit, the white is the common. You'll always use the white, and then you'll either have the green or the red. You wouldn't use all 3 of them. And the way I think of normally open, or just open, is that there's no continuity. The circuit is open. However you want to think about that. I think of it as a long hallway with all of their doors on them. When all the doors are closed, I can take my laser pointer and go all the way across and have that come in continuity all the way down. When I open a door, my laser pointer is not going to be able to continue down that when I have a door open. That's just the way I remember it. There is information down below along with some supporting documentation. Let's switch to the screen view now and take a closer look. So this is the item that we are looking at, the GRI 4532C mini contact overhead door switch, SPDT, single pole double throw. We look for just some images of single pole double throw. You know, I'm no low voltage expert, but it is pretty simple When if you decide to study it, you'll notice that it's fairly straightforward. This is probably the least technical way to look at it, I suppose. Okay, so when when your door is closed, it will be in either one of these two orientations. When the door is open, this will be in the opposite orientation. So you could either have continuity when the door is closed, have continuity when the door is open. You can have a lack of continuity when the door is closed and a lack of continuity when it's open. It's saying the same thing, just saying it, reverse, I suppose. They do call it a Form C. Let's back up because I saw here's an entire circuit. Okay. Power, switch, load, conductor. This shows all parts of a circuit. The conductor is the wire. The load is what you're doing. It's, in this case, a lamp or a bell or an alarm panel. The power supply, and then, of course, you have your switch, which, is, in our scenario, is really the door opening is the switch rather than a light switch on a wall or a sensor on a door. Whatever it might be. And then we can also just look for Form C switch. Just looking for... Well, this will work. Okay, that's taken some time. Anyway, Form C, common, and then normally open, normally closed. So it's a single pole, double throw, single pole, single throw. So pretty straightforward when you get the idea. Lots of different ways, I suppose, to look at it. I'm not familiar with all of them. I just, have an understanding of what it does. So, description information down below. Low cost. Yeah, sure. I would say it's low cost. Miniature floor mount. Universal magnet for flexible in mounting. Cast aluminum for harsh environments. 2-foot armored cable. I do believe it's stainless, and my magnet tells me it's non-ferrous. So that I'm going to go with stainless, and I don't think it's aluminum because I don't think they make flex cable in aluminum. I think it's stainless. Longer leads available upon request. For loose overheads, don't know. I do not know what that means. Hermetically sealed. Plated contacts resist sticking or freezing. Mounting hardware is included. That's true. There's a screw pack here. There is a couple of lead anchors. There are fasteners for that. There's a couple of there's a couple of machine screws, nuts and washers for getting the door portion attached. Lifetime warranty. Template. Let's take a look at what that is. Okay, so it's really a cut sheet is what it is. 4532 in a C variant. Right there. Loop type can be open or closed because that's what they're giving you. Depending on how you wire it. Single pole, double throw. Form C. Electrical characteristics. Other items that are here. You can have just 2 wires. If you know that it's going to be a normally open circuit, I would just order a 4532. And just have 2 wires. That would be just a switch that would come on the door, meaning you don't have to, that you don't need the flexibility of it being either open or closed. 4532CL. In trying to determine what that means, it's my guess that this might be a typo. Gap up to 2.5 inch, maybe. Or maybe gap over 2.5 inch is what I'm guessing. That might be a typo there. C or CL. Miniature low-profile reed switch in cast aluminum for durability in harsh environments. The 4532 series features a wide working gap up to 3" with 2 feet of heavy-duty armored cable for protection from the elements, and a versatile universal magnet that can be mounted in at various angles for those difficult installations. The 4532 is also available with an L bracket. Order part number 4532L. I don't see that oh, here it is. Right there. That's what it is. Yep. If we just looked an inch above, we would have seen it. That's your L bracket. Forgive me. I didn't notice it earlier. I had forgotten that it was there. You can also count on it being available with these items. You can order it at that time, and that you need a 1/4" masonry bit for those lead anchors. Okay, contact information there. I've called the factory a couple of times, and they're extremely helpful at getting answers to technical questions. You know, for me, as I said earlier, not being a low voltage expert, the loop type is not a term that I bump into in the door hardware industry. I'm thinking normally open or normally closed. And further study on loop type does help fill in your lack of understanding of circuits. But contacting GRI is also a great source to get a little education on that material as well. Okay. Now, below this video here is a link to the manufacturer's page where you can pull up not only all of the GRI products that we sell by means of this horizontal navigation, but also a link to the manufacturer's website, as well as a link to a competitor cross-reference. And you're probably going to see GRI a lot more than you have historically, and it's mid-2020 right now, because GE Security has discontinued supplying these types of switches, or door contacts, I should say. Okay, so GRI is probably there to, hopefully, to benefit from that. Let's wrap up this video on camera. In conclusion, nice quality item. It's very utilitarian. There's one of these in this building, and there's not much to say about it. It just sits there on the floor, and it allows me to arm my alarm panel at the end of the day and make sure that that door is not pried open, and if it is, or driven into, which has happened, someone wants to break in, they'll back their truck into the door. That sometimes will get them in, there's no doubt. So a typical piece of material. It's an alarm contact for an overhead door. Any questions on the GRI 4532C or any other GRI product, please feel free to reach out to us. And thank you. Again, thank you for watching, and if you've enjoyed this video, please click thumbs up, please subscribe, and maybe even send the video to someone that you know. Thank you.